welcome to Daily Dictation. Today we are talking about words and sentences related to urban life. So urban life is all about living, working, or traveling in a city. This video is for low intermediate English speakers. This is a video that is made to help you practice your English skills. To do that, you are going to listen to 5 sentences that I read to you. These sentences will be using a list of vocabulary that is related to urban life, living, working, traveling in a city. And what you will do is you will use your listening skills to write down the words and the sentences to the best of your ability using the correct capitalization, spelling, and grammar. So you'll need to know some knowledge of English to get started. So we'll go ahead and get started. To really improve your listening, writing, and grammar skills, it's best to do this every day. So there are new sentences for you to practice each weekday and new topics with new vocabulary words each week. There is a vocabulary list at the end of this video for you to have a look at and try to expand your vocabulary. There are 2 English levels offered, and there is a vocabulary list with definitions and practice worksheets available as well through the link in the description. So you will need a blank piece of paper and a pencil. 5 sentences will be read. Each sentence will be read 3 times and 1 more time at the end. You have to write down each sentence to the best of your ability. You will use your listening skills and try your best to apply the correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. So as we can see on the screen, there are 5 sentences, or 5 numbers, and each number will represent a sentence. So I'm going to read 5 sentences to you, starting with sentence number 1. Number 1. The new skyscraper downtown has a rooftop garden with a great view of the city. The new skyscraper downtown has a rooftop garden with a great view of the city. The new skyscraper downtown has a rooftop garden with a great view of the city. The new skyscraper downtown has a rooftop garden with a great view of the city. Number 2. They decided to avoid the traffic by taking a walk through the park. They decided to avoid the traffic by taking a walk through the park. They decided to avoid the traffic by taking a walk through the park. Number 3. The noise outside their apartment made it difficult to sleep at night. The noise outside their apartment made it difficult to sleep at night. The noise outside their apartment made it difficult to sleep at night. Number 4. After shopping at the mall, they got a taxi to their apartment on the other side of the city. After shopping at the mall, they got a taxi to their apartment on the other side of the city. After shopping at the mall, they got a taxi to their apartment on the other side of the city. Number 5. She loves living downtown because the subway station is close to her apartment. She loves living downtown because the subway station is close to her apartment. She loves living downtown because the subway station is close to her apartment. I will read each sentence one more time, starting with sentence number 1. The new skyscraper downtown has a rooftop garden with a great view of the city. Number 2. They decided to avoid the traffic by taking a walk through the park. Number 3. The noise outside their apartment made it difficult to sleep at night. Number 4. After shopping at the mall, they got a taxi to their apartment on the other side of the city. Number 5. She loves living downtown because the subway station is close to her apartment. All right, let's get ready to check our answers. I'm sure everybody did a great job. If you found that this video was a little bit too fast and you want to listen again at a slower speed, I recommend that you listen again and adjust the playback speed in the settings of the video. You can make it slower. If you need to go back and listen to a specific sentence again, check the description for timestamps. This will help you listen to specific sentence numbers again. Just have a look and see what time each sentence was read. It will tell you in the description. Now, if you feel like you got everything, let's check our answers. We're going to start with sentence number 1. The new skyscraper downtown has a rooftop garden with a great view of the city. Number 2. They decided to avoid the traffic by taking a walk through the park. Number 3. The noise outside their apartment made it difficult to sleep at night. Number 4. After shopping at the mall, they got a taxi to their apartment on the other side of the city. Number 5. She loves living downtown because the subway station is close to her apartment. So how did we do? The most important thing for these sentences for capitalization and punctuation is to remember that every sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a period. This is the easiest thing to remember, so make sure that you remember that. There are some difficult things about these sentences. Again, we are focusing on the words related to city and living in cities. Skyscraper, downtown, traffic, noise, apartment, mall, taxi, subway. All of these words are related to a downtown area or a big city area, so they are good to know. So make sure that if you're having difficulty spelling these words, that you feel comfortable by the end of this week, because we're going to be using the same words every day. Now, some other words that are not featured on our vocabulary list specific to this topic are words like rooftop. Rooftop is the top of a building, but it has like a patio or an area for you to walk around and have a look. Sometimes it has a garden, a seating area, and so on, so you can see a view of the city from there. Rooftop, because it's one thing and it talks about one place, it is a compound noun. Rooftop. Now, for sentence number 4, another tricky thing about these sentences, specifically number 4, is we have a comma. We've seen this in sentences before. So for the comma, how do we know a comma goes there? We are starting with a dependent clause. We have the conjunction after at the beginning, and after is the first word of our dependent clause. When our dependent clause is finished, we will put a comma and then jump right into the independent clause. Now, the independent clause starts with the subject, they, and then has a verb, got. This is kind of a clue that when you say they got or subject verb in the middle of a sentence, that is the start of an independent clause. Doesn't always happen like that, but it's a really good sign. So if you do see this, it is good to review and say, what kind of structure are we working with here? And maybe I should put a comma before the subject. Now, even though you have a comma, you don't need to capitalize they. Because it's a comma, it's part of the same sentence. They is not a proper noun here, so we don't need to capitalize it. Keep it lowercase. So look at some of the other things that were difficult for you. Something that is tricky for a lot of people who are learning English as a second language is the word there, because we have 3 words in English that are similar. There, and there. So this one, T-H-E-I-R, this is a possessive adjective to show that the apartment belongs to multiple people, more than one person. So that would be for the subject they, but we're going to use possessive adjective form, there. Then we also have there, T-H-E-R-E, there. There is a car over there, T-H-E-R-E. That spelling emphasizes location. Then we got T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E. And that is a contraction of they are. So subject and then the form of BR. So make sure you know the difference between those if that gave you some difficulty today. Here are some words that you can focus on related to city and urban living. Traffic, crowd, skyscraper, subway, noise, apartment, park, taxi, mall, downtown. Be familiar with how these words are used. You can have access to a list of vocabulary words and definitions and example sentences, as well as many different activities that test your understanding, such as a quiz, fill in the blank, reading comprehension, and essay question, all through the link in the description. Other than that, we are all finished for today. Thank you so much for watching. Keep practicing your English, do the best that you can, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.